The National League Finals are this weekend in Irvine. Also in Southern California, the boys' national team selection camps and lots of college water polo highlights, all next on The Counterattack. Hi everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on The Counterattack, presented by the Rudy Project and XX2I. We start things off first with the National League and the finals coming up this Saturday and Sunday at the William Willett Aquatic Center. All the action will be broadcast live and free of charge at facebook.com/USAWP. So while we'd love to have you in the stands, if you can't make it out to Irvine, make sure you tune in. Let's take a look at the schedule as we get into the weekend. The Olympic Club 6-0, #1 seed, looking for their first ever National League crown. They will go in as the favorites. Here's the rest of the schedule for the upcoming NL Championship. So we start things up early Saturday morning, 8 a.m. with some ODP exhibitions. Keep in mind the boys' national team selection camps going on this weekend as well. The National League action gets into gear 9:15 a.m. with that same #1 seed, the Olympic Club, taking on the USA Academy. Here's the rest of the schedule as we move towards the championship on Sunday. Don't forget, it'll all be streamed live, facebook.com/USAWP, or if you can join us, come on down to the pool and come cheer on your favorite National League squad. And now we turn to women's water polo and international water polo coming to Davis, California this May. The FINA Women's Intercontinental Tournament will be held at UC Davis May 2nd through the 7th. More information to come at usawaterpolo.org, including rosters, complete schedule, streaming information. So the event will be this May 2nd through the 7th at the Shaw Aquatic Center on the campus of UC Davis. 6 nations headed to Northern California, including Team USA, Canada, China, Japan, Australia, and Kazakhstan. Rosters to be announced, but keep in mind for Team USA, this event is happening during college season, so you're going to have a much younger group than what you normally would see for the U.S. senior national team, and a different roster than what you'll see coming this summer for the Super Final and the FINA World Championships. More information on this event to come, including tickets, rosters, live streaming. Keep an eye on usawaterpolo.org for all the details. And now we talk water polo growth. We told you about our story earlier this year on the growth of the game nationwide. Specific cities around the country seeing growth in their areas. NBC6 in Miami talking with the South Florida club Riptides Water Polo. They used to have a goalie by the name of Ashley Johnson. Other players taking part in water polo in the area because they've seen what Ashley's done. They also want to get involved in the game. Part of that growth that has seen double-digit percentage increase in membership in the state of Florida over the last year, going back to 2015. And then from there to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where 2 clubs that share one venue, Duke City Aquatics and the Albuquerque Water Polo Club, they're doing some great things. KRQE and reporter Van Tate telling us more about water polo growth in New Mexico.
It's amazing to be able to meet new people, the way they play, learning new things. Playing with the team especially, you communicate more, you get closer with them, and you end up being a family in the end.
Welcome back. That's Duke City Aquatics team member Emma Marquez talking about competing out of state. USA Water Polo says their sport is exploding, up about 67% the last 8 years. Another club that's in town, Albuquerque Water Polo, has a wait list for splash ball, which is like T-ball for water polo. Duke City Aquatics has also seen growth with high school age athletes. It's been more among the girls.
And it just went from 9 girl players to 18 this season, so we doubled. It was terrific.
My boyfriend, he's on my team, and he was the one that really pushed me to join, because I had been saying, I want to try it.
Duke City Aquatics will host the 2017 Duke Tournament at West Mesa Aquatic Center the week of April 17th. Teams from all over the Southwest region will be in attendance. And that sport is growing big.
And a big thanks to Carol Vaughn in Miami, Janet Huffman, and Robbie Bova in New Mexico for making those stories happen. Now we transition to Masters Water Polo and the 2017 Masters National Championship. Registration is open now. The event heading back to Riverside, California, June 9th through the 11th. Visit usawaterpolo.org. You can get your Masters team registered today. And now we turn to women's college water polo. 2 televised games last week An East-West matchup as Princeton visited number 1 USC, and then a Midwest matchup, Indiana and Michigan. Highlights here via the Pac-12 Network and the Big Ten Network. The record-setting win streak for USC women's water polo has another victim. The number 1 team in the country beat Princeton. Early on, Coach, it was all USC on offense. Freshman from the Netherlands, national teamer, Maud Megan's 5 goals, and she got things jump-started early.
Well, she's a phenomenal athlete, as we saw here, and you see there with her arm and incredible speed, but great speed all around. This team's got speed, they have length, they have depth, and we saw it all on display today. Just one of the many reasons why, or a few of the many reasons why this team is on a 49-game win streak right now.
As strong as they are on offense with Maud Megan, Stephanie Haralabitis, they have the luxury of 2 fantastic goalies. Amanda Longin got the start and kept the Princeton Tigers at bay, allowing just 1 goal. And then she gave way to Rio Olympian Victoria Chamorro, who closed the door a little further, allowing just 2 in the second half. And it makes it tough when you've got 2 talents between the pipes. Maud, you look at this Princeton team, and you took on a goalie that you're familiar with from the international scene, in Ashley Johnson. She can be an intimidating presence. What was the talk among the team to maybe not hype her up too much or not get in your own heads about taking on someone of her caliber?
Yeah, I was actually a little scared when at the first one against nobody, because my coach was like, we have to make the first goal to give a good impression, because otherwise she gets into the game and she's gonna kill us and she's gonna stop every goal. So I was only thinking about, please let me make this first goal so we get into this game. And I'm glad I did, because Ashley's a great goalie and I played against her like a lot of times, and she's a really good and big presence in the goal.
Space, Michigan on the attack. Julia Sellers gets it, shoots it, score!
Boy, she showed wonderful control of that ball. So the goalie was set on her, but she faked the goalie and then put a nice lob shot just over the fingertips. Beautiful shot.
Esser.
Indiana's playing more of a loose zone.
Sellers with another one inside.
Over to her. It's a little wet here, but she's able to get control of it quickly and then fire a skip shot into the corner. Really impressive shot.
And that also will allow, of course, Dr. Marcelo Leonardi to talk to his team. High for the angle, good patience. 5 seconds left on the power play, and a score.
Here's the nice stop by the goalie. Look at that, her arm was up, but just got enough ball to stop it in its tracks. And that fed a nice opportunity for Michigan to get the ball inside. And there's, nice power play. She kept her legs on, just couldn't get her hand to control that ball. Here we go, the Michigan team was moving the ball nicely, gets it right to the lefty, and she just puts it away. It was a nice
hit differential on the shot clock. And this one will bounce in. And this one will go right through Gaudreau. Michigan gets it right back. Julia Sellers now.
And now we turn to our college scoreboard presented by Cap 7. First up, an important game as it pertains to not only conference standings in the MPSF, but overall national rankings. Number 6, Arizona State defeating number 4, California, 7-6. That is sure to jostle the standings this week. USC, we told you about their win over Princeton earlier. Now 51 straight wins, the most recent coming over Hartwick, 21-5 as they keep rolling along. How about Siena? Props to the Saints picking up their first win of the year. They started 0-18. Then they defeated St. Francis Brooklyn 9-6 to get their first win. They're on a bit of a hot streak. They've now won 2 out of 3. They also beat Villanova 11-8 over the weekend. Gotta feel good for the squad from Loudonville to get a couple of wins here on the 2017 season. And then a close one, San Diego State defeating Cal Baptist 9-8. More water polo on TV this weekend. 2 big MPSF matchups. Arizona State visiting USC on April 1st. Can they be the ones to stop the streak? That's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific, live on Pac-12 Network. And then Sunday, the big splash. Stanford heads to Berkeley to take on the Cal Bears, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's also live on the Pac-12 Network. High school water polo action in the state of Texas. The first annual Texas Cup took place this past weekend in Lewisville, Texas, site of our FINA event. back in 2016. It was an invitational to bring together some of the best high school teams in the state. Here are your top finishers on the girls' side. The champions, Southlake Carroll. In second place, Denton Geyer and Clear Creek rounding things out with the bronze medal. On the boys' side, Flower Mound takes the championship in the Texas Cup. Southlake Carroll in second, and St. Mark's, always a powerhouse out of the Dallas area, they take third. Thanks to Chris Cullen and Troy Goddard for submitting all those photos from the Texas Cup. Looking forward to the second annual event come 2018. We keep it with high school, but athletes who are no longer playing high school. To the state of California, Miramani High School had their first ever Hall of Fame ceremony this past weekend, and among a 9-person class, 3 were part of the water polo family. Peter Schnug, Heather Petrie, and Bill Brown, all greats in USA water polo and in Miramani High School water polo, whether they played or coached. Congrats to those 3. And now we close out the show as we do every week, our social media send-off. We have combed the internet to find the very best water polo to share with you. Also, thanks to everyone for chipping in. Use the hashtag counterattack. We'll share your submissions right here on the show. And we start things off first in Pittsburgh. A great day for ODP action. These athletes getting better in Steel City. Thanks to DJ and Eric for sharing that on Twitter. Getting part of the team back together. Kaylee Gilchrist, Cammie Craig, Ashley Johnson all hanging out together with Princeton visiting the West Coast last weekend and Kaylee Gilchrist being home in between some epic surf trips. We go to Illinois for Flop Friday, BBC High School. Good stuff here, sharing it via Twitter. Check this one out. And then you don't see it often, but a solo flop. This is on Instagram, the V2 crew. Great video action here, great commitment on the flop. Another flop, MHS Aquatics. There's a lot going on here. This isn't your typical Flop Friday. We got people fully clothed, arms linked, some going forwards, some going backwards. Not a traditional Flop Friday. Hard to judge the flop commitment, but we appreciate the creativity. Nice job there by MHS Aquatics. And last but not least, one more Flop Friday from the Cal State Northridge women's water polo team. This coming from their Instagram account. We've got some flops and we've got some other things going on here. Appreciate the Matadors sending in this video. So there you have it, the best of what we found this week on the internet. Stay involved. Use the hashtag counterattack. If you're going to do Flop Friday, use hashtag Flop Friday. And don't forget to tag us at USAWP. We'll share it right here. That'll do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. And don't forget, when you're on the counterattack, you just must look weak side.